Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Monday workout. We finished testing week last week, and we're going to get into some new movements this week that are going to be our focus for the pushing, pressing work for the next 18 weeks. It's going to be push jerk or split jerk. I'll let you choose. I've written up push jerk for today. If you want to do the split version, that is totally fine. They'll be from the rack. Okay, let's begin with our warm up. I've got a lot of detail in here, so I'm just going to launch right into it. One set of 30 for the calories, 30 for the guys, 24 for the ladies, calories on the rower. Then we're gonna have some kettlebells set out, some bands in them, and we're gonna be doing what's called a chaos march. So this is going to be just marching across the floor with some unstable objects in your hands, with the goal being we are improving the stability of the core, stability of the ankle, foot, and Achilles lower extremity complex as they respond to and try to stabilize these unstable objects. Okay, so I've got a band, I've just got it hanging through the handles of this kettlebell. You can play with, if you are not as vertically distant from the floor, is that the nicest way I can say if you're a short person? You may have to wrap the bands around the handle of the kettlebell a little bit more, but this essentially mimics a farmer carry, right? But I've got the band supporting these kettlebells, right? And they'll wiggle around a lot if I let them. So now I'm just going to march down the floor, high knees, and as heavy of a kettlebell as I can carry, all the way down, turn around, and all the way back. On the first round, I want you to do it with the double kettlebell setup. On the second round, I want you to do a suitcase carry, right? Second round, just one in each hand, or one hand loaded, and then switch hands when you get to the other end and come back with the other side, okay? That should be heavy, right? I would like to see you guys trying the 44s, the 53s. I don't know if the bands are strong enough to hold the 70s, but try to be in the like 35, 44, 53 for the weights on those, please, okay? All right, next, air squat with a T-spine rotation. So squat all the way down, twist one arm to the sky, then twist the other, and then back up. Really try to challenge your hips and your thoracic spine as you go down to the bottom of that. And then push up, down dog, lizard steps. So 5 reps of this. 1 rep starts with a push up. Then I'm gonna push back into the down dog, and as I sweep forward, I'm gonna step 1 foot up to my hand, trying to get that shin vertical, foot in line with my hand, and then back to down dog, and then step forward with the other foot. Okay, so it's kind of an aggressive step there. Back to my push up, down dog, step, down dog, step, and push up, okay? That is our warm-up sequence. I like to get 2 times through, other than the cardio. Cardio just 1 time at the beginning. And then we can set up our racks. All right, we can get, this is your squatting height, but we're going to do jerks today. So from the shoulders to overhead, using the dip, drive, press, and land movement pattern. And it's going to be 5 sets of 8, somewhere around 55 to 60% of what you got last week. If you can escalate a little bit, that's great. When you start to feel the wobbles, like I'm not getting the lockout of my arms perfect, my sequence is starting to degrade, I want you to back off a little bit. I don't want you to repeat practicing the heaviest weight possible with suboptimal technique, because that just builds bad habits when the weight gets heavy. I want you to build good habits when the weight is moderate, and then carry those good habits into the heavier weights, okay? So push jerk is going to be from the front rack position, taking my steps back, watching out for the rings or anything else that's behind me, right? Dip, drive, press and land, catch with those arms extended, stand tall, reset the feet, and then reset to the shoulders, right? And if you want to do the split jerk, you absolutely can. Just make that split position, recover the front foot first, the back foot second, and then reset to your shoulders. We should not get so heavy today that you can't recover to your shoulders safely. Okay, but if you need some spotters or you need to put it to the ground, that's fine, okay? All right, and that's it for our strength portion. The next piece is every minute on the minute for 20 minutes on a 40-20 work rest interval. This is meant to be moderate pace in interval conditioning, so don't try to kill it on the first round. Battle ropes is number 1, jumping pull-ups is number 2. So why jumping pull-ups instead of regular pull-ups? partially because it will allow you to continue moving for the whole 40 seconds at a very challenging rate, and it tires out different parts of the upper body versus regular pull-ups, okay? So think of this as like, well, why do we ever do air squats when I can squat 200 pounds, right? Well, there's still some value in moving light and fast sometimes, right? It teaches your muscles to move and contract faster when you do that, okay? So I'm setting up with a bar that's somewhere around halfway between my elbow and my wrist. Obviously higher is more challenging, and you want to pick a height that allows you to get your chin over the bar very, very consistently. My heels are in line with the bar, so my knees are slightly forward of driven way forward, because this is not a good place to jump from, right? I want to be able to be in a good seated position, jump and pull, and then feet land, jump and pull, feet land right where they started, and I can cycle those relatively quickly. But again, you're not going to want to sprint on the first round, or your arms are going to be totally fried, okay? Next one is burpees with a wall touch, okay? So I want you to pick a notch on the wall. So I got this nice little divot in the cinder block there, and I'm going to do my burpee, and the wall is going to prevent me from getting too close. Otherwise, I will pay the price with my face, right? Do my burpee, jump, touch that object or touch that spot on the wall that you picked every single time, right? Make sure it's a reasonable height off the ground that forces you to jump, and I want you to try to tap it with 2 hands when you do it. Next one is ab mat sit-ups. The only thing on this one is just make sure the words are facing away from you. For some reason that's counterintuitive, but all the way shoulders and fingertips to the ground, sit up, my torso past the line of my hips vertically, and then sit up and touch your feet. All right, last one is gonna be dumbbell bench press. You can always use kettlebells if you like to. Make sure if you do, you turn your watch around, but we are just pressing 2 objects from our chest up to the locked out position. And I wanna do, for this one, we will do both arms at the same time, right? I have another one set up where we're gonna do alternating arm bench press. For today, it's both arms at the same time, but start at the rib cage, press up until my arms are straight, and then back down to my chest, okay? So press up and reset, press up and reset, all right? Dumbbell bench, and you're just going for reps. It's not meant to be super, super heavy. So if you think about like, how light does it need to be for me to continue moving for 40 seconds? It's probably not that heavy, right? In fact, those might be the right weight for me, the 26ers, okay? All right, that's it for today on this Monday. Hope you guys had a great one. I'll see you on Tuesday.